My name is Angel, and I can't read. Or that's how my boyfriend thinks I should start my videos. Anyways, I'm so excited because I'm about to set up my new bookshelf. So I'm gonna put up a picture of the shelf on Amazon that I ordered just so that we can compare it and make sure it looks the same. Because you never know if you can trust stuff. And yeah. Anyways, first what I have to do is move, I don't know if you can see, all those boxes behind me are the boxes that have my books in them. So I have to move those out of the way because that's where the shelf is gonna go. So I'm not sure. And then the shelf is currently in a big box in the hallway. So I have to get that and bring that in. And we just have to assemble the whole thing. But my boyfriend's gonna help me because he's super awesome. So let's get started. Hello, you're on the floor next to the cat litter. My apologies. We're gonna open the box. I'm making a video! Men. It gave me this little red string and it said this red string is attached to all the hardware that's needed, and it was attached to literally nothing. Okay. We did it! We messed up a couple times, but we made it. And now, I just want to know, I hope all my books fit on there.
We'll see.
The question is how much free space I have after all my books are on there. Well, hello. The day has finally come where I'm going to put all the books on the bookshelf. So I've got all of my books here. I have another box right here. I'm not sure if you can see these boxes on my side either. But the first thing that I'm going to do is separate them by genre, because that's typically how I organize my bookshelf, is by genre. But I also like to put the same authors together, and sometimes that gets a little complicated because sometimes an author will write in one genre and a different genre. So then I'll have like a horror section with like a random book thrown in there because it's written by the same author. Anyway, I'm going to organize them all into their different categories, and then I'm going to go through with you guys and show you all the books I have. And I also want to count them just for my own like curiosity, I guess. These books right here, this box, and the books on top are all TBR books. So I'm going to leave those to the side for now because they don't really have to be organized at all, and I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to put them yet. So let's organize the rest of the books, and then I'll come back. Okay, I have all of my books out of the boxes now. All the boxes are piled up to my right. So we're going to go through. I'm going to tell you guys all the books I have, what categories they're in. So let's go ahead and just start. So the first stack over here is my horror stack. So I have Gerald's Game, Her Body and Other Parties, Snuff, Damned and Haunted, Empire Wild, Imaginary Friend, Bunny, The Laws of the Skies, The Cabin at the End of the World, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. This is not supposed to be in horror, this is supposed to be in thriller. Womb, Crossroads, Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, You've Lost a Lot of Blood, and We Can Never Leave This Place. The Visitor, Sour Candy, The Endless and Other Stories, Whatever Remains of Us in the End, Boy Parts, The Girl with All the Gifts, and American Psycho. So that is horror. Then I have my little dystopian apocalypse type of weird, I don't know what you would call it, which is The Marrow Thieves and Hunting by Stars, The Road, Station 11, Clockwork Orange, Animal Farm in 1984, and Blindness. Moving on to sci-fi now. In my sci-fi pile, I have Tunnel in the Sky, The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, Project Hail Mary, Dark Matter, Out There, The Martian, We Are the Ants, and then Dune, Dune Messiah, Children of Dune, and God Emperor of Dune. These books over here mostly are just general fiction or books that I don't really know where I'm going to put on my shelf yet. I have The Beach, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, A Little Life, Lolita, My Dark Vanessa, All the Ugly and Wonderful Things, I'm Thinking of Ending Things, and Foe. The rest of my general fiction kind of pile. The Winners, Once There Were Wolves, Call Me By Your Name, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and Daisy Jones and the Six, Beartown, Us Against You, A Man Called Uva, My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry, The Midnight Library, Trainspotting, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. This copy, you guys, is like so beat up. And I was looking at it, and it's literally from an elementary school, Lanikai Elementary School, which that's not even the elementary school I went to. But it's got the like library plastic on it, but it's literally so old and like just ruined that it's like the actual book cover is stuck to the plastic, and I can't take it off without ripping the entire cover. So I do want to get a new copy of this, but for now, this is the one I have. It's also, okay, a little side note here, but this is the copy that I always used to read when I was a kid, and literally right around this picture, there's like a huge burn mark. I don't know if you can see that. And it goes all the way through like multiple pages, and I feel like that always added to the creepiness when I was a kid. Anyway, also in this section, I have The Vegetarian, I Thought You Were Dead, and Small Favors. Then I also have Verity and It Ends With Us, which I know Verity's a thriller, but because I want to put it next to the other Colleen Hoover book, I don't know where they're going to go yet. Then I also have Beach Read by Emily Henry, and I don't have enough romance right now to have a romance section, so it's just kind of here. Okay, moving on to thrillers, I have Sadie, The Turn of the Key, The Death of Mrs. Westaway, Drowning, The Last Word, The Deep End of the Ocean, The Chain, and Baby Teeth. And I've got another thriller stack. My Lovely Wife, The Woman in Cabin 10, One by One, and The Lying Game. The Need, Then She Was Gone, The Life We Bury, The Writing Retreat, Gone Girl, The Breakdown, The Guest List, The Hunting Party, A Stranger in the House, An Unwanted Guest, Someone We Know, Dark Places, and The Last Mrs. Parrish. And thinking about it, I think I'm going to put The Need in my sci-fi section with Dark Matter, because they are very similar stories. If you've read this one and you've read Dark Matter, you know what I'm talking about. So I think it's more sci-fi to me than it is thriller. It's both, obviously, but I'm going to put it in the sci-fi section. Okay, then I've got like my childhood favorites and my YA books. So we have Fly on the Wall, All the Lovely Bad Ones, Deep and Dark and Dangerous, The Lean and Dog, A Summer to Die, my Hunger Games series, the trilogy, and then this one, So Sad, has to stay outside of the box. Then I've got the Twilight series out of order right now, but I'll fix that. The Outsiders, The Spectacular Now, Looking for Alaska, Will Grayson, Burned and Smoke, the Crank trilogy by Ellen Hopkins, Identical, The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane, and The Fault in Our Stars. Was anybody else like super into Ellen Hopkins as a middle schooler? Because I know I was, and some of that stuff is inappropriate. Should not be reading that. Alright, my last section is my nonfiction. So I guess the first ones that we can go through are these 4 old books that I got from a resident at my old job. He was like a psychology professor, so we had all these old books, and he donated a bunch, and I took a few. So this one is called Mystery of Mind. This one is called The Mind and the Brain, An Introduction to Psychology, and this one, 300 Years of Psychiatry, from 1535 to 1860. Those are just some interesting little books I've got. Then the rest of my nonfiction, I have The Power of Now, The Untethered Soul, Meeting the Shadow, Homecoming, It Didn't Start With You, Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents, Eating Animals, Just Kids, Your Illustrated Guide to Becoming One with the Universe, The Universe Has Your Back, So Sad Today, A Stolen Life, A Work in Progress, Girl Interrupted, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Then I have The 4 Agreements, The Mastery of Love, and The Voice of Knowledge in this little box set. Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien Too. I don't know why this is in my nonfiction section, but it's just a cute little book. I don't know how it ended up in nonfiction. The Body Keeps the Score. This one's funny. The Legend of Morgan's Corner and Other Ghost Stories of Hawaii. Cultish, How to Do the Work, and Be Here Now. So, I'm going to count up all of my books now because I am curious. Actually, before I do that, so I do have one more stack. This is the stack of my boyfriend's books, which I told him he was allowed to put on the shelf. So, why not show you guys the stuff that he's into? So, we have The Inferno, a book about Amsterdam, okay. Fahrenheit 451, War of the Worlds, the Satanic Bible and the Satanic Rituals. I like that he's got just a dollar bill in his Satanic Bible. 1984, Ender's Game. He has the second one as well. Animal Farm, Dune, The Doors of Perception, Brave New World, The Book of Drugs, The Alchemist, and The Great Gatsby, Cloud Atlas, Keepers of the Garden, The Convoluted Universe 1 and The Convoluted Universe 2, The Allegory of the Cave, a Mushroom Bible book, I don't know. And then he's got 3 of the Umbrella Academy comics. So, in case you guys were curious what my boyfriend likes, a lot of nerdy stuff. No, he's very much into the classics, as you can see. So, taking these out of the mix, I'm going to count all of my books, and I'm going to tell you guys how many books I have, just because I personally am curious. Assuming I counted correctly, I didn't count these like older ones over here. Obviously I didn't count any of my TBR books, but assuming I counted the rest correctly, I have 144 books, which is kind of interesting because I've literally never counted my books, so I didn't really have a number that I was expecting, but it is interesting to know that I have 144 books, and now I get to put them all on this shelf. So now comes the time where I have to put all the books on the shelf, and I'm honestly not sure how I want to do it. So I think the best plan of action is to do like what I read the most up here, and then the lower we go, the less it's like, you know, those are the genres that I read the least. So like YA and like my childhood favorite books will probably go towards the bottom. I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe like horror, thriller, sci-fi, and like general fiction, because I don't have that much sci-fi. Like sci-fi, dystopian, start with general fiction, and then maybe do non-fiction. I'm not sure. And then this shelf over here, I don't know if I want to use that just for like my TBR. I don't know. I guess I'll just start putting horror books up here and we'll see what happens. Molly, what are you doing? Where are you going? Huh? What are you doing? Wow. Wow. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Why are you so rowdy today, huh? I somehow had less horror than I thought I did. So that's where like my horror-ish section kind of stops. Obviously, as I read more books on my TBR, more of this space will fill up. So I don't know if I should just leave it like that for now or what. Molly is feeling very rowdy right now. She's very sassy today. Exactly. I'm gonna do my thrillers. So this little baby has to move, although she's not gonna like that. So I'm not sure how to order my thrillers. I'm kind of like reordering things as I go. I have a bunch of Ruth Ware books that I want all together. I have some Sherry Lupina books that I want to be all together. Lucy Foley, Gillian Flynn. Those authors I want to stay together, obviously. So we'll just... I am just standing here minding my own business and she's hissing at me. I am gonna get bookends for this as well. I just didn't yet. But I have some cute ones picked out that I do want to get. So, you know, really right now we're just putting the books on there, and then there's going to be a lot of cosmetic work, bookends, and lights, and other fun little things. So I have thrillers up there now. So I have my sci-fi, I have my dystopian that maybe I'll put on this next shelf here. So what do I have left? I have all of my not weird, but all of my like general fiction books. So I am not sure what to do with those. I need to get another copy of Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow because I love the cover so much, but I hate that it's got the book of the month thing on it and it has the book of the year little symbol on there. So I'm like, I kind of want to display it, but I hate that it's got that other stuff on there. One thing I hate, the winners, huge, hardcover, right? The other two books in the series, small, paperback. And these books, the rest of them, they're all the same size. And then the winners, which is the third book in a trilogy, is massive. And I just don't understand why they can't just be the same height. Okay, I moved you down here. You probably can't even see me anyways. But I'm gonna put like my YA and stuff down here. So I have a bunch of series. So I have like all of Twilight. I have the Crank trilogy by Ellen Hopkins, but I've also got like a couple other Ellen Hopkins books. And then I've got my Hunger Games books as well. So I think I'll start with like the ones that aren't series, which are probably my John Green books, Will Grayson, Looking for Alaska, and The Fault in Our Stars. I need to have something to just like hold those in place for now. I'm gonna do my nonfiction up here and put my boyfriend's books somewhere on here. I don't know. So my nonfiction books, I kind of have like two categories of nonfiction. So I have like Cultish, for example. It's just like a general like nonfiction book, you know, it covers a topic. And I have memoirs as well. But then I also have like a whole category of like, I don't know if you want to call it self-help or like spiritual type of books that I annotate and I read with my sister. So I almost feel like putting all of these like general nonfiction, like memoirs, on this other shelf somewhere, like maybe down here by my fiction books. And then just putting my like spiritual ones like up here. Then my boyfriend's books, and then TBR. I don't know. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do, because these are all like the just memoirs and like general nonfiction books. So I'm going to put those on the other shelf. Okay, it is time to unwrap a crystal for a bookend. This is the biggest crystal that I own. It is moss agate, so I'm just going to use that to hold up those nonfiction books. There we go. Beautifully done. I'm going to put all my like spiritual other nonfiction up here. Well, that is basically it for now. I know she's looking a little rough. I put those like old psychology books underneath there. Just because I wanted them out of the way. I didn't really want them to be like on display. But I need to get bookends. I'm going to do my TBR. I think I'll probably just do a separate video going through that, and then I'll put them on here. But I think it looks pretty good, and I got lots of extra space, so as I read through my TBR, I can move the books over here, add new books to the TBR. So it looks really good, and it's really nice because this shelf, this specific one that I ordered from Amazon, you can kind of arrange it any way. So you could do like the L shape like how I have it, but if I want to get a second shelf in the future, I can just make it straight, so without the curve there, and then it could take up this wall. That's basically it. I hate the way that looks laying down, but until I get a bookend or something, I might just find something temporarily to put up there so that it can hold up. But for now, that's how it looks. And I'll probably rearrange it a whole bunch, but it was fun. Well, with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any tips or comments, how you organize your bookshelf or how you think I can make this look better, definitely let me know. I can't wait to decorate like I said, I've got some cute bookends saved. I want to do some cute lights on here, kind of like a green theme almost. So if you guys have any suggestions for decorations for this, definitely let me know. I'm gonna get my TBR on there. I actually have 3 more books coming from my TBR, and then I have 1 book that I've already read. I ordered as well, so that'll go up here once it gets here. But I think I'm just gonna do a separate TBR video, go through what's on my TBR, how many books I have on my TBR, because I haven't counted those either. But yeah, with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time.